All right, let's start this closeout comments by a great hand for Edie and the entire STEM Connector team. Another great event. So just a few words. As I said at the very beginning, 98% of chief academic officers think they're doing a good or very good job. 89% of business leaders think they aren't. So what's in your perception? So over the next year, let's begin to close the loop. And what I'd like to see next year at this event, Heidi, when we're here, is where we start talking about a list of those companies and schools who have been connected by STEM Connector and received the Connected by STEM Connector seal, because we need to start making those connections, and this is something we can do. And we're going to start by reporting out on what Heidi and I have started in Iowa, connecting the PepsiCo facility and our college and meeting their needs. And so we'll report out what our actual results are. And if you've got pain points and you don't know who else to call STEM Connector, and between Edie and the Higher Ed Council and the Food and Ag and the Innovation Task Force, we'll make that connection. Thank you for being here, and I want to invite Edie up to make her closing comments.
Everybody want to thank Rob Dunson? So if we have not connected you to somebody, we're not doing our job, all right? We're going to take that STEM connector, because how many feel like we've really made introductions that are valuable to you, right? Raise your hands, right? That's most of you. But seriously, so about Career Technical to Micron, we work with 150 of the colleges in CTE, with NSF. We work with the NC3 Coalition on Career and Technical. So what Rob just said, we would love, maybe we do need that little badge that we connect each other. We want to find out who's got the best resources, can do the best job together, and go get it done. So is that I hope you take, Lorena and Ted and our team put this new brochure together, take it and use it, but call us and ask us. The whole idea when we set up this session was private sector led, was really disruption. How many of you feel you've heard disruption for a day and a half? But that, as Heidi said, solutions and action. And don't talk about anything else but what we're going to do. And particularly, let's just say on this digital fluency, we just agreed to go get 5 million jobs, right? We agreed to do it. And so we've got to dissect all that with Heidi's leadership. We're going to go take very concrete actions. There's no way we can't do it without you. So it's just the sense of listening to you as we get this so focused. Let me just make one point of the whole team has asked us to put together a paper that we can give to the senators, the White House, the governors, the mayors. So glad that came up, because it's so important that we do believe that STEM, and we do believe our Million Women Mentors, is totally bipartisan, and it is global too. And so we really committed over the next 6 weeks that we're going to put that paper together. And it is really exciting to us that we're working with so many governors, lieutenant governors, mayors, senators, et cetera, and the same thing globally and where you are. So hopefully we can wake up that advocacy that our councils ask us to wake up, that we realize this is where the skills are, this is where the jobs are, and we're willing to make a difference. And we won't go back, because we know Singapore values teachers more than any other profession. They pay them more than any other profession. I mean, we know that we can't do everything, but what we can do, we're going to do in such a united way. So we've got a lot to digest. I think everybody can feel there wasn't one panel that we all didn't learn from. Everybody agree? I mean, I think it's just amazing substance. But we go back to Heidi, and is the appreciation, Heidi, as our leader and as our chair, as you close this out, I think is you've driven us to mission, and you'll keep driving us at least for the next year. And we just are so driven by you. So you come and is really, we will listen as we all put this together for action. But it is something that it's just stirring what we're doing together. I think, does everybody feel more motivated and more passion than you've ever felt? I mean, on a Friday afternoon at this time, right? And so I never use the word I, but I have this phrase, right? Exhausted but exhilarated. So I think that's what we are. But we can't stop because we're going to lose a lot of people that don't get the right jobs, or companies that will go out of existence, as several of the panels said. So, Heidi, thank you.
I'm not going to be quite as quick as I was last night when I got up in front of the microphone and said, "That's it, good night." So, I think you're going to agree with me after an amazing day that we did put together the smartest, the most senior, and the best strategic thinkers in STEM for this Global Talent Summit. Thank you, Edie. I think you will agree with me the learnings we all had as big corporations today in terms of how other companies and organizations tackle to solve for the STEM shortfall is unparalleled. And I think you're also going to agree with me that you now clearly see life, the numbers which I cited this morning and last night, that 82% of the companies in this room are executing actively on STEM strategies. It's not a time for call to action. It's time for an accelerated call to execution, and you will see that everyone is all over this. So I'm going to summarize what I believe some major strategic platforms going forward for this coalition might be. And I'm not going to make any conclusions on that. The way we've managed the report out of last year's summit was that Edie, the STEMCONNECTOR team, and I, we sat together after the summit. We sort of put together a list of big priorities we believe were relevant for your corporations to do deep dives in, and then came back to you and sent out a survey in terms of, are these the top 3 or top 5 things that you would like to go deeper on? And I think we're going to do the very same thing this year as well. In terms of the sort of strategic platforms that I think I've heard, number one, and for me really the top one, is experiential learning. It's very, very clear that public-private partnerships, experiential learning, hands-on experience, we heard it from the millennials yesterday, that's what it's all about. That's what everybody really wants to see coming to life, that we as corporations invest much more money and resources in giving at early stages, even middle school, high school, internships, apprenticeship. It's all about experiential learning. But I'd like to add one single word to the 2 words experiential learning, and that's scalable. We all have huge companies, and I have a hard time imagining how are we going to get big scale and big numbers of STEM talents into the pipeline if we keep on, doing smaller initiatives around our local plants or our local headquarters. I love the concept of local, but I'm just afraid that it doesn't give us scale fast enough. So what I would like to do is keep on looking for scalable solutions. And I think that is true for every strategic platform that we might want to go deeper on. The same is true for the second strategic platform, skilling and upskilling, a huge opportunity for all of us. We've heard amazing stories from companies that do skilling and upskilling of their current workforce really well. and at the same time give your current workforce a perspective to keep their jobs, but to continue to grow. So what are the scalable, powerful strategies to skill and to upskill your current workforce, including very powerful STEM retention strategies? Big topic I would like to go deeper with you on. The third is near and dear to my heart, co-creation of successful STEM talent strategies with the next generation. Like we had Pavel here, we had a lot of the great talents here. Let's bring them back to get some of our strategies in front of them and really going forward, co-create strategies together with them that resonate with them. Number 4, very clearly accelerating the digitization of our businesses. That is the red thread that unites all of the 13 different industries that we have heard, from healthcare over IT, over food and ag, the services sector. That's the big nut we have to crack. Digitization of our business, and where are we going to get the talent from? Because of that, Michael, can you please put up my last slide? Yes, thank you. So I'm going to close here with bringing you back to the 3-year strategic rolling roadmap, which I showed you this morning. And you will see there that we're a little bit more clearer on the focus area of the summit of 2018. Make no mistake, a lot of things will happen between now and 2018. We're not going to fall off a cliff. You're not going to, have us go into silence. There will be a lot of deep dive sessions touching on some of the strategic platforms that I just mentioned. But for the 2018 summit, because of the critical topic of digitization of our businesses, we have decided to make this a specific topic for next year. So next year, we're going to talk about nothing else than scalable STEM strategies, turbocharging digital excellence for our businesses. That's what we're going to talk about next year, and I think we're all going to be extremely excited. It is a daunting challenge. When I hear today, Jay's presentation on cybersecurity, 8.1 million jobs in the world unfilled. Guys, that scares me. I said this morning we came from a panicking situation about STEM. I'm about to go back to panic. This is unbelievable. It is a daunting challenge. And for those of us that have not got it yet, we're going to be left behind. Unbelievable. We have to get into accelerated mode of execution. The digitization of our industries and business is a matter of survivability and a matter of profitability for our industries. So I'm going to summarize. We will come back to you to discuss the major sort of focus areas for the next 12 months. Might it be scalable experiential learning and public-private partnership models, scalable skilling, upskilling strategies, co-creating new strategies with the millennial talent, and definitely accelerating the digitization of our businesses. With that, I would like to extend a big thank you, of course, for all of you here in this room. The level of senior leaders that have taken time out of their busy agendas for 1.5 days to come here and personally champion this topic is honestly unparalleled. And I know it has been, exhilarating, but it also has been exhausting. It was a really, really heavy day-to-day, very, content-filled, a lot of substance. We actually had hardly any breaks for coffee or for a bio break. But we actually did it on purpose because we believe the ROI that you want to get out of 1.5 days of being together with the smartest leaders in STEM, you want to hear contents and get substance. And it's now up to you. If you want to reach out and network with any company here in this room, well, call them. Send them an email. They are all open because they know if they give, they will get. And what they get, they will give back to you. So please start bilateral relationships, multilateral relationships with everybody here in the room. So I'm thanking all of our strategic partners for coming together and being amazingly open and sharing your experiences with us. But what's equally important is I want to thank the STEM Connector team, of course, but specifically within the STEM Connector team, I want to have Michael Dubois come here. Michael, where are you? Come here, Michael. Now, I'm not joking if I say I spoke to Michael more than to any other guy in my whole life in the last 12 months. We had... It was including my husband, Arthur. He was getting a little bit suspicious. Who's that Michael Dubois who is on my calendar every Monday evening? And we had calls on a regular basis, almost every Monday evening, over the course of 12 months. And we had 6 months long planning calls with many of you here in the room on these planning calls. Our planning calls, in most cases, had an average of 50, 60 people on the call. But it would all not have happened if this young man wouldn't have taken the last 12 months of his life and dedicated to what you have seen here over the last 1.5 days. And believe me, he has started with the planning of next year's summit. So Michael, from a content point of view and how you have put this together, I've never seen anything like it. You cannot read anything you heard in here on in a book. You can't watch it anywhere. You can go online wherever you want in this world. The substance that you have presented and provided for us today is unparalleled, and we cannot thank you enough. Thank you, Michael. Great job. Amazing, amazing. Mike. Brilliant young guy. Don't hire him away. So, as I said, we've already started on the planning for next year, but we'll be back in a couple of months with a lot of details. Many thanks to the STEM Connector team. Many thanks to my dearest friend, Edie, who has changed my life in getting me very close to this larger than mankind issue where I'm so proud that I can be able to help just a little bit. Thank you very much to the National Press Club for giving us the opportunity to be hosted today. Thank you for the technical staff here in the back. You guys have been absolutely stellar. To everybody who catered us, we're still alive. So it's a great Friday evening to now sit back, have a glass of wine, travel safely, and we'll see you next year. Thank you.